I want to talk directly about Zos Chanukah, what Zos Chanukah represents. But before that, I want to just give over just what I got at Chanukah this year. I think, and we should all be getting something out of Chanukah. We should all be not much going to any Chag or any holy day and just walk in and out the same way. You know, this is where you lahavdil. I don't like necessarily quote all different types of people in my shirim, but Muhammad Ali, that's spelled Ali. Justin, if you're fact checking right now. Yeah. Okay, so he famously said, right, if a man is the same age 50 as he was at age 20, then he's just wasted 30 years of his life. If you are the same way, you know, when you enter the Chag, then you're the same way when you finish the Chag. It's harsh to say you wasted 8 days. I don't think it's fair to say we wasted the time per se, but it's the concept is we haven't been able to like harvest the light. You know, this week's parsha is Parshas Miketz, one of Liam's favorites, and in Parshas Miketz, you know, there we say that Yosef tells Pharaoh that it's going to be 7 years of plenty, 7 years of plenty of food, and you have to harvest it and put it in the storehouses because the famine's coming. Sfas Emes, the holy Sfas Emes, the second Ger Rebbe says something very powerful about us and our lives. He said, in life you're always going to have days of light and days of darkness. By that he means you have days of clarity, you have days where everything makes sense, and you also have days where just nothing makes sense, where everything is very dark and just you can't. So he says, when you're in the days of light, when you have plenty, harvest, cut, make, put in your storehouse, get those feelings, write them down, whether it's journals, whether it's photos, whether it's whatever it is. When you're in days of light, harvest that light. Because you will go down to darkness. It's the way it always works. So when we're in these days of Hanukkah, what are we harvesting? You know, tomorrow is Zos Chanukah. Tomorrow is the 8th day of Hanukkah. Tomorrow is the common. How are we going to finish Hanukkah? Tomorrow we go to shul, when you start Hanukkah's over. What are we taking with us? Not just indigestion, I hope, right? It's like all the donuts and the extra few calories and pounds, but what else are we taking with us? What are we taking with us? So this is one of the things that I've been really focusing on this year and thinking about. And Justin, are you taking notes or?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because you know my feelings about phones. So, because I really believe in being present in these moments. You have to be present. If you're not present, then it's it's part of the whole issue. You know, I'll tell you a deep thought. Again, most of my Torah I get from my Rebbe. My Rebbe is Rav Moshe Weinberger, Shlita, and almost everything I've got is what I've received from him. And he says something so fascinating. He says, when you get the dreidel, right? When you get a dreidel, it's got nun, the gimel, the shin, the hey, nes gadol hayasham. When you hold a dreidel, you can see there was a nes. It was big and it happened, and that's what you read. But when you spin a dreidel, you can't read anything. You just can't see anything. You're just spinning. So that's with our lives. You know, when we're spinning around, jumping from this WhatsApp to that Instagram to this post to that LinkedIn, you're spinning. You can't see anything. Life's a blur. It's spinning dreidel. We're all spinning dreidels. Like that's what we're doing most of our life, just spinning around like dreidels. Just got to stop sometimes. And like have a chanaya. And this is what I'm going to say now, the hadith of chanaya. Chanaya in Hebrew means to park, to put yourself down, to stay put. So the word Chanukah, if you rejiggle the words Chanukah, you get the words Chana, Chaf Vav. Chana, Chaf Vav. Chana in Hebrew, yes, it's a girl's name, but Chana, Lechanot in Hebrew means to park, to stay put. A machaneh is a camp. It's where you camp down. Chana, Chaf Vav. Chaf Vav is Yud Ke Vav Ke, is 26. What's 26? 26 is Hashem's name. Chana Chaf Vav means, on Chanukah, I can start to see how Hashem is Chana. Hashem is encamped in everything. Hashem is everywhere. To quote Uncle Moshe, He's here, He's there, He's everywhere. Because when I'm going through the rest of the year, I don't necessarily understand, I don't necessarily see it, but through the light of the menorah, and this is where we say the pasuk in Tehillim, Ki micha makor chayim, because with you is the source of all life. Or through your light, I see the light. Listen to this; it's very, very deep. Or through your light, I see the light. Through your light, with your light, I get to see everything. I had a guy who had loads of questions. I remember so many questions. I was learning with him. But Rabbi, what about this? Rabbi, what about that? I've got a question about this, and I can prove to you that. And so many questions, and actually some of the questions were just so good. So I spoke to one of my other rabbis, Rabbi David Aaron, Shlita, and I asked him what the questions about. And he said, what should I say? And he said to me, Tucker got some good questions, but when you got individualized questions, it's like trying to go into a dark room with a torch, and you look at this, and you look at this, and you look at this, and you look at this. it's a whole different experience in life when you're walking around with a torch as to just going to the wall and pushing the light on and switching the light on. Suddenly, okay, here I am. I'm in the room. And I see everything where it's meant to be. There's the chair, there's the sofa, there's where I see as you switch on the light. And this is what's happening in Hanukkah. Kiba orcha nire or, through your light, I see the light. When I light these candles, what do the candles represent? Right? What does a candle represent? Right? The candle is this the light that the Yevanim that the Greeks tried to extinguish. What does that mean? The Yevanim, the Greeks, again, we know they weren't Greeks. They weren't, it's very, with kids in school, we always know about the idea of the Greeks being, Alexander the Great. Obviously, when he came to the land, he didn't destroy the temple. But there's always the idea of the Greeks. It wasn't really the Greeks, actually. It was really actually Jews. It was what's called the Misyavnim. It was assimilated Jews. It was Jews who had Hellenists, as you want to call them, who had adopted the Greek culture and loved it so much, and essentially thought, we can be Jewish culturally. We can have, Magen Davids and chai necklaces and eat smoked salmon and cream cheese on a Sunday morning, and that's basically what you need to do. You go to Yiddish theatre and watch a film, and go to the Jewish Film Festival, and Matov Manayim. That's all you really need. There's nothing more than that. And this light here is the idea of spirituality, of having a connection with something greater, something you can't see, that you can't measure, that you can't touch and feel, is beyond. Because you think about it for a second, what Greece represents, what Greece brought into the world, Greece shouldn't be darkness. Greece should be light. And I'm still a bit traumatized from all the science and maths class I had at school. I wasn't particularly good at it, right? Pythagoras still, sends shivers down my spine. But, when you think about it, the Greeks were very much into enlightening the world, making sense of stuff, giving scientific laws, Archimedes, all the different scientists and mathematicians coming along to explain what's going on. Socrates, Aristotle, it's all about explaining the world around us. It's information. So why is that darkness? You think that's light. In a world where, we think about the Dark Ages, which was around 300 CE to around 1300 of the Common Era. That was the Dark Ages because nothing really happened. No inventions. There wasn't any real advancement in sort of technology from those years. And that's where the Dark Ages, that's where the Renaissance, everything kind of kicked off. But until that, there's the Dark Ages. Greece, everything happened. They're inventing the science, the imagination, the culture, the sport. It's light, it's not darkness. It's light, it's not darkness. But no, this is the difference. It is darkness. Why is it darkness? Why is Greece darkness? Because it's about information, not transformation. It's information, not transformation. It's giving me facts and figures, and it's giving me science and maths. It's giving me information, but it's not transformation. That's the choshech. But the aura that we understand and know is this: the aura of the light. This the aura of your soul, of your neshama, of your holy neshama that burns deep inside of you. So again, going back to that idea, but orcha nireh means in your light I see the light. When I can look in the world and see that, as opposed to what the Greeks actually said, the Kabbalah teaches us, and it goes beyond that, this table is not inanimate. That wall is not inanimate. Nothing actually in the world is inanimate. Everything is animate because everything is made up of godly energy. And it took until the 20th century when they kind of discovered, it was around early 20th century when they discovered the electron, they discovered the makeup of an atom, and they understood that actually really the structure of everything in the world is such that you've got electrons spinning around, and therefore everything in the world is really moving, and what causes it to move is just godly energy. And if that godly energy would stop for a second, the world would disappear. That's a fact. So it's just energy. We're surrounded by energy. And what is the energy called? So lo and behold, all those people have problems with God growing up in school, and God this, God that. And we've all been there, done that. But actually, no, what is Hashem? What is Yud Kei Vav Kei? It's that force. It's the energy. It's the Shem Havaya, means the Shem of existence. It's just existence. It's that force of energy which is causing the world to spin. And that is, we're looking for that. We're seeing that. Chanach Vav means I can look with my eyes and I can see and I can notice. Hashem exists. It's a reality. It's a reality. Yes, you've got questions, and yes, there's this, why do bad things happen to good people, and I couldn't ask you. Yeah, but at the end of the day, taking it back, I was talking with this guy today, and again, to quote Rabbi David Aaron, he has this beautiful way with words, and I'm sure, Adi, you've heard me say it many times, but the way he says it is like, how you believe is how you perceive. And how you perceive is how you will receive. How you believe is how you perceive. And how you perceive is how you will receive. So if you believe, and if you believe, again, it's very complicated. The word God has such connotations, such heaviness. God. When you say the word God, check in with yourself. What happens to you? You say the word God. What most of us go straight to being in Shul and Rosh Hashanah and Kippur, right? And this person, or we struggle with the idea of a person, a man, or whatever, with a stick, but this idea of like God, right? As opposed to the idea of the Creator who created the world and keeps it spinning and keeps it moving, keeps it going, the Creator who designed the world with a purpose. So that everything here is nothing random. In that beautiful flower that you see, it's not a random thing. In that beautiful baby that you pick up and look and see, this child developing, it's not random. In this gorgeous ecosystem, when you go out for a walk and you see, it's not random. There's a design, there's a creator, it's all happening. And with the design comes a purpose. And that's in our lives as well, the darkness and the light, but it's all got a purpose. There's a story, there's a structure, there's a purpose to everything. Because when you believe, that's how you perceive. When you believe there's a God, when you understand there's Hashem, you start to perceive that in the world. You start to see God shows up for you. If you don't believe, or you've got struggling with belief, which some of us do, and that's totally valid, and many have very good reasons to have struggles with belief. When you struggle with belief, that you don't perceive. So when bad things happen, it's like, well, I can't understand why. But when you believe and you understand there's a purpose, so you start to fit and understand, well, I don't understand exactly why this happened, but there must be a reason. There must be a reason why this is happening to me. There must be a purpose behind everything, because the way I believe is how I'm going to perceive. And then when I perceive in that way, I receive the world differently. I receive relationships differently. I receive loving relationships in a different way. I receive the ups and downs of my life in a different way. I receive everything in a whole different way from the way I perceive the world. And what Chanukah does in the time of darkness, if you think about it, it's the darkest time of year. So in the time of darkness, you take the light and you start to perceive, you start to really see Chana, Chavav. Hashem is landed, Hashem's here, Hashem's in the world. Because really, actually, the truth is everything's a miracle. Everything is miraculous. Yeah, the whole idea of like the oil lasted for 8 days, but really everything we think about is miraculous. As the Ramah says, we say the bracha after you go to the bathroom, and the bracha is refer. You say Asher Yatzar, and at the end of the Asher Yatzar you say refer kol basar mafli lasois. Refer kol basar. Help me out here. What does it mean?
It heals all flesh.
Right, you heal all flesh. Umafli lasois means. Anybody? L'chaim. What does it mean? Mafli lasois. Shandon.
Like
His wonders.
like and like his wondrous his like to
What word is it? The word the root of mafli. What's the root there?
niflaot, like it's like
Niflaot. As Daniel just said right now, as Daniel was saying, nifla pele means a wonder.
Yeah.
Hashem does
wondrous actions.
wondrous action. Who acts wondrously.
Yeah.
Acts wondrously. So the Ramah, Rav Moshe Islis, the great rabbi from Poland in the 1500s, says, what is the Pele? What is the Pele? What is the greatest wonder of you, Adam Alif, and everyone else in the room? What is the greatest wonder? It's that insane miracle in terms of insane, sorry, it's the wrong word. It's the astounding miracle that is you. Why you a miracle? Lauren, why you a miracle? Because you have, and everyone else in the room has, a body which is made up of complete physical matter. It's made up of atoms, it's made up of molecules, and yet you also have a soul, a neshama, which is completely non-physical. Nothing there is made up of atoms or any physical matter, and yet, miraculously, your soul and body are able to interact together as one in you. You know you're made up of both. No one in this room is going to say you're just a body. You know, whether you call it soul, whatever you want to call it, the intellect, whatever, the consciousness, but these two things combine together in one place. That is you. That's the miracle of you. It's the miracle of everything in the world, miracle of nature, miracle of everything you see. The world is full of miracles. The world is full of miracles. But Or Chanire Or means, and go out on Chanukah and I can see it's not just the fact that we all right? Eventually the oil does go out, right? Not just the oil. It's the miracle oil, but really everything is a miracle. The simple fact that we can stand in front of Hashem and pray to Him is a miracle. The simple fact that we can see and hear and speak and have societies and build civilizations, it's all one big miracle. Just life is one big miracle. And the Chaim we have, it's a different life. That's the life. It's a real life. It's a life where you see that the connection with Hashem is beyond everything. It's the most important thing in your life. That's why, by the way, just coming back to it now, Zos Chanukah, this is tonight, right? Zos Chanukah. Zos, we see the word Zos in a few places in the Torah. But the reason why I call it Zos Chanukah is because at the end of the laning tomorrow, where it says the Chanukah HaMizbeach, it says Zos Chanukah HaMizbeach. This is it. This is the culmination of everything, of the dedication of the Mizbeach. But the Vilna Gaon says that the Hallel that we say on Zos Chanukah tomorrow morning is the Hallel that we are saying instead of Hallel on Yom Kippur. So is it really, we should say Hallel on Yom Kippur, but we don't say Hallel on Yom Kippur, we say it instead on the 8th day of it's the Zos Chanukah Hallel is the one that you say instead of Yom Kippur. So why don't we say Hallel on Yom Kippur? Why not? Come on, this isn't the hardest question I'm going to ask tonight. Why don't we say Hallel on Yom Kippur?
We only say Hallel as a celebration.
Books of Judgment are open.
Right, the books of judgment open. Like it's like pretty. I think it's quite awkward and strange to like go in front of Hashem when the book is open. It's like still like right now you're going to be alive next year, and you start singing praises to Hashem. It's just like not. It's like not now. Not now. It's not the time. I appreciate you want to praise me, but it's not the best time. Right now we're just working out if you're going to be alive for next year. I'm not deciding yes, no. Don't go singing to me right now. That's why we don't sing on Yom Kippur. But really, Yom Kippur is the most special, wondrous day. It's a perfect day to sing Hashem's praises, but we don't. Says the Vilna Gaon, instead, we sing the praises of Hashem on the 8th day of Chanukah. Because on the 8th day of Chanukah, we've gone through this whole process of growth, of understanding, of light. Because if you think about it, this is the deep point. Alan, you'll like this one. If you want to capture, right? Alan will like this. But I want to share. This is a big thing. Think about it a second, yeah. Think about it for a second. On Yom Kippur, we don't sing praises to Hashem because we're in a state where we're kind of alive and kind of dead. We're between alive and deadness. We don't know what will be the next year. We're not sure. And so what happens is on Yom Kippur, Hashem gives you the life. So you get life. You get the gift of life. That's spelled L-I-F-E, Justin. Mm-hmm. So, and David.
I'm looking at what's it called?
Okay, fine. So Hashem on Yom Kippur, He's deciding He's going to give you life, and you get the life. So the question is, so then, what are you going to do with that life? What do you then do with it? Where are you going to go with it? What are you going to do with the life you're being given? What are you spending your time on and the energy on? It's like, to give the example of the ore of the light, right? So you've got the wax, that's just like the fuel. So Hashem says, okay, I'm going to give you another candle for a year. Here's another candle. I'm giving you another year of candle. But are you going to light the candle? Are you actually going to light the candle? Are you going to light it up? Are you going to light it up with Torah, with mitzvot, with chesed, with loving, showing up in relationships? Are you going to use the candle and do something with it? And Chanukah is yes. We take the light and we light it up. And that's why on the 8th day of Chanukah, when we've gone through the whole process, we stand in front of Hashem, we sing Hallel. What some of the things we say in Hallel? Think about it. Lo ha-mesim yahaluka v'lo kol yodei duma. Lo ha-mesim yahaluka means the people who are dead can't sing anymore. Once you're dead, you can't sing. V'lo kol yodei duma. And all those people who've gone down into the depths, they can't sing. V'anachnu levarechka me'ata v'adam haluka. But we will sing out in praise because we're alive. We have life. You have chayim. We're alive. When you're alive, you sing. When you're alive, you can give thanks. And we're taking out Hashem of Chanukah and saying, you gave me life in Yom Kippur, and I've gone through this process of Chanukah. Baruch Hanir, I see you, I believe in you, I perceive you, I receive you, and I'm going to thank you. And I'm going to say, I'm alive. You give me life. I'm going to use everything I've got to turn to Hashem like a son, not like an eved, not like a servant, but like a son, like a daughter. I'm going to turn to you in the deepest way. And I'm going to just praise you because with my life, with my lifeblood, with everything I've got, I'm going to give thanks and praise to Hashem for everything I've got. That's what Hallel is. So this is what Zos Chanukah is. I want to share with you. I know it's getting late. I'm seeing a few people looking a bit tired, but the idea is just to go into this period of time, embrace it. Don't leave Hanukkah in the same way you came. You know, if you take a moment tonight or tomorrow, just to maybe jot down a few ideas, think something you've learned, something you want to take on as you leave Hanukkah, something you've really focused on this year, or maybe you're going to focus on after tonight and read something tomorrow. But the idea is, if we can up the ante even slightly of the power of the torches which we see the world with, if we can look and again, it's a massive game of hide and seek. Hashem's making this massive game of hide and seek with us in this world. Right? He throws us in this world and says, "Come and find me," and He's in here. That's what He wants, right? Hashem wants this dira b'tachtonim. He comes down in this world and He's hiding here, and He's saying, "Come and find me. I want you to come and find me. I'm going to make it really hard for you as well. I'm going to make it really hard. I'm going to make lots of questions and challenges and difficulties and make it really difficult. But I want you to come and find me in this world. I want you to see me. I want you to see that I'm behind the curtain." So are we going to use the candles and find Him, or are we just going to just, chillax and just relax a little bit and just take the candle and forget to light it? Here's your candle for another year. Did you light it? Oh, I forgot. I was busy, sorry. Distracted. Spinning like a dreidel, going round and round. Forgot to light my candle. No, don't forget to light the candle. Light it. But or light the candle, and you'll be amazed to see what you can see, the light around. So a blessing to all of us is that we'll be able to light our candles, light each other's candles. You know what they say, when you light a candle, the beauty of lighting a candle is someone else's candle is that it doesn't diminish anything from your candle. When you light someone else up, it takes nothing away from your own power. So should we all be zocher to light each other's candles up, and in so doing, that's how we'll bring Mashiach. That's the way to bring Mashiach. That's the way we're in this world right now of darkness, and let's not deny this. Being in England right now, the news, the way things are right now. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of inner strength to look for the light. But that's something we've been trained to do as Jews for over 3,000 years. We've got this perfect training at finding light, because let's face it, the one thing that we've got in abundance is resilience. We've got incredible inner koach to be able to keep going and finding light, lighting candles through the darkest times. That's what we do. So Hashem should bless all to keep lighting candles and to daven and pray to Hashem. As we say, the dead people can't do it, but we are alive. We can pray, we can speak out, we can daven, we can show our thanks to Hashem on Chanukah. L'chaim, 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 l'chaim. L'chaim. Oh, shkoyach. Thank you. We can learn a bit more. I know, because I looked around and saw a few tired faces, so I kind of cut it a bit short. But